5 genius ways to make money with Manus AI. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make money directly with Manus and some of the best use cases. Now, a lot of these strategies you could apply to many other models, right? So, for example, if you're using ChatGPT, if you're using Grok, etc., I'll be showing you exactly how you can implement these for those models too. But the main thing to note here is like these AI agents, and ChatGPT actually just released a new AI agent model today through an API, is these AI agents are making it easier and easier to automate tasks. And if you're following this channel, you understand the game better than like 99% of people, right? So most people don't understand, how to use AI, how to leverage it properly, how to use it to save time, and they especially don't know how to use it to grow their business. Whereas, for example, someone like you watching this can learn very quickly and implement the stuff that I'm about to show you because you're already ahead of the game by miles versus everyone else. And by the way, everything that I'm going to show you today is inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So we actually have a section now called How to Make Money with Manus AI. And if you want to learn how to set up local Manus, in case you don't have an invitation code for Manus directly, then we actually have the instructions on how to set that up directly using the open source version right there. So we have an SOP step-by-step on how to use it and tons of different SOPs as well. And on top of that, we also have a 3-hour course inside there on how to use Manus AI step-by-step. But yeah, there's tons of SOPs inside this section right here on how to make money with Manus. So let's get straight into it. The first method that I think is by far the easiest is to actually document what you're doing with AI and Manus directly, right? So for example, you can see every single day, anytime I'm using AI, I will just record and share the process. And I've been doing that for years, like literally the last couple of years, every single day, I'll upload a video directly to YouTube that showcases exactly how I'm using Manus or how I'm using the latest AI tool step by step. And I just share what I'm learning, right? And the reason for that is, number one, it holds me more accountable to learning this stuff and sharing it with the world. And number two, like when you get that sort of attention, new opportunities come up, right? So for example, if you were in, let's say you're a local plumber, if you're a plumber showcasing how you're using AI, then you would quickly get the attention of other business owners in your area, right? Because they want to learn how to use it too. Or for example, let's say you are a marketing agency and you were showcasing how you're implementing AI in your marketing agency. Tons of other marketing agencies and other marketers are going to be interested in that because they can learn something from it too. Like AI is super powerful, but the biggest problem with AI is it's very hard to learn how to use it actually. And that's what this process solves, right? So that's the first place I would start with anyone watching this. Just like start documenting the process. I'll show you an example here. So, directly on Twitter, for example, if we can open up the analytics might have broken for me today. Look at that. Something went wrong. Okay. Well, on Twitter, we reach about 250,000 people a day, showcasing what we do on Manus, how we use it, etc. And you can see this gets a lot of attention, right? So for example, we posted this yesterday, got 4,300 views, 4,300 on that. We got 2,400 there, 1,800 people saw this video, and this is all from yesterday, right? My point here is like, if you're documenting the journey, people are very, very interested in this, and you don't need to be like an expert to showcase this sort of stuff. All you need to do is be ahead of your competitors or to share something new. And because you're documenting how you use these tools, by definition, what you're showing is new. And so documenting the process is super powerful. The other thing as well, like for example, we'll post like blog content. I'll come on to how to like do SEO content with Manus later. But if we come on to, for example, let me just sign in here on Medium. If I show you our Medium stats, like it's absolutely popping off just by sharing what we're doing inside the video. So if we go to stats here, and we're going to change this to, let's change this to, for example, February 2025. You can see, for example, like 28th of February, reached 1,000 people with one of these articles, right? Let's have a look at March 2025. Yeah, this month alone, and it's only the 12th of March, we've actually got 5,700 views, 1,920 reads right there. And every single day, people are really interested in learning like how we're using AI, what it does, etc. Right? So, for example, this article on Manus AI right here, it's already making money passively. We generate the content with AI. And all we do is like just post a blog on how to use Manus, right? Anyone can do that. Like literally, if you documented what you're doing and then you turn that into a transcript or a blog post, or you document the process in some way, it's going to help you and it's going to showcase what we're doing. News says not received an invitation code. So if you want an invitation, if you want to use something like Manus without actually having access, check out the AI Profit Boardroom. We actually have a section here on how to use the open source version, right? And also inside this course, I actually show how I got an invitation code directly to Manus. So feel free to get that link in the comments description to the AI Profit Boardroom, and you can get it directly here. And for some reason, my camera has just gone off. Thank you very much, StreamYard, letting me down on the live stream. All right, we're back on. We're back on. So some people are asking, okay, what is Manus? So Manus essentially is this AI agent. So you can go in here and you can tell it to do something and it will just go off and do it directly. So for example, if we say, let's open this up. If we say like plan a 30-day trip for Lower Manhattan in June, it's going to go off, it's going to do all the research, and then you can see the comprehensive plan step by step right here. So for example, it showcases what we're doing, how we're doing it, etc. And step by step, you've got all the examples. So yeah, this is super powerful stuff. Now, if you want to start building with it, let me show you exactly how to do that using these AI agents. So you would just go inside new session here, and you can say, for example, okay, go off and create a SaaS tool for the SEO industry. Create the front end and back end. Make it very practical and actionable and valuable, right? And then for the design, make it look awesome. And then we'll just go off and start doing this magic, right? And you can see here, it's just going to go off. It's going to start typing. It's going to start working its magic. And step by step, it should start doing it, right? And so that's the difference here. Someone asks, is Manus better than ChatGPT? Does it have a memory? It does have a memory. So you can see here, for example, it will remember the context and it will self-iterate as well. Also, what you can see here is it actually recommends suggested knowledge. And you can click on all knowledge here and add different knowledge bits. But you can basically add knowledge so that it remembers what you do, right? So for example, it says use when creating presentations for the user prefers modern and sleek presentation designs. Presentations should be visually appealing with clear comparisons, benchmarks, and key differentiating factors highlighted. Then we can click to accept, and they'll add it into the knowledge. If we open up the knowledge, we've got the presentation design preferences right there. And we can enable, we can delete those, we can edit it, and then Manus actually has a memory. So you can remember what you're doing and how you're using it, right? The other thing as well here is like, if you compare this side by side versus ChatGPT, the differences are absolutely huge. So if we go into ChatGPT over here, and we'll ask it to do something similar. So for example, if we go onto this local SEO directory example, let me pull this up, and we'll use exactly the same prompt. So we'll copy that, and we'll plug it into ChatGPT like so. And I've got the example of the website we actually built out inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So let's open this up. Here we go. This one right here. So you can see here how it's created like a fully designed website promoting Goldie Agency as the best SEO agency. It's like a local SEO directory. Built it out, designed it, came up with some nice images, created the location pages as well, like you can see. And it looks pretty nice, like even got some nice reviews and stuff there. If you ask ChatGPT to do that, it's not going to do it for you, right? So we use exactly the same prompt that we use for Manus, but inside ChatGPT. And ChatGPT was just like, here's a detailed plan on how to do it. So it can plan it out, but it's not actually going to do it for you. right? So that's the biggest difference here. It's like ChatGPT, it can plan things out, but it's not autonomous. It can't just figure stuff out for you. It's just going to say, here's how to do it step by step, which is not useful at all, right? Compared to Manus, which can actually just go off and autonomously, number one, research the website, then build it, plan it out, design it, code it, and even host it, right? Like you can see, that's literally all we did. And it started executing the commands, creating the files, building it out, give you some ideas. It asked me one question. I said, yes, go ahead. And then it created it and deployed it. So you can see right here, right? That's the biggest difference, is like ChatGPT is just not as autonomous. It's not as smart for problem solving, and it's not as useful for creating this stuff step by step. On GitHub, someone drops Manus autonomous networked utility system full copy of Manus. That's crazy. Let's open this up. So what a name. Here we go. See, yeah, 558 people forked it, 2,400 started it. Let's have a look. This is open source. Here's some examples. I mean, we could try and step it up if you want. We can try and set this up now. Let's have a look here. We'll open it up in terminal. Interesting. Yeah, I've not tested this one out, but Open Manus I have got using, and that's super powerful. Yeah, so you can automate your browser there. You can do command line interfaces, document analysis. Are there any screenshots of what it looks like live? I don't want to type on Twitter Anus and, you know, on a live stream like that. Wouldn't be a good idea. And in terms of ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Grok 3, Manus, Gemini, Claude give you a ranking, right? So you have to bear in mind, if you're using something like, for example, Manus is like it's kind of like a wrapper for Claude, right? So it actually uses Claude API from what I'm aware, and then it connects it to like 29 different tools of APIs, right? And so that's the biggest difference here. It's like, it's not a standalone model. It uses another API, aka Claude, and it uses that to actually give the outputs, but then it's connected to other models, which makes it more autonomous. And so if you're comparing it to, for example, like ChatGPT, I mean, it just doesn't compare. Like I've shown you before, if we want, for example, a local SEO directory and we use exactly the same prompt inside ChatGPT, only gives us a plan. It's not going to deploy the website. So it's not going to give us a website like this. Whereas Manus actually just goes off and it does its magic, right? The same, for example, if we go on to, and we'll pull up DeepSeek here. We'll pull up Grok 3. I'm not going to bother with Gemini, honestly. I just don't think it's that great. But we'll use exactly the same prompt. So we'll use the same prompt inside DeepSeek. So let's plug that in. We'll use Grok as well. And we'll use Claude 2. So let's pull these up and compare them side by side. So we've got DeepSeek here. It's thinking about it, but it's not going to be able to host a site. The same inside Grok, right? Grok will give you the HTML and the JSON, but it's not very useful at all. So it just gives you like a blueprint and you can't implement it. It will give you the plan, but it's not even giving us the HTML to run from what I can see. It's just giving us a JSON file, and that's about it, right? So Grok's is not very practical, and it's like, hand this blueprint to a developer, right? So Grok even tells you to hand this over to a developer, whereas Manus is like, don't worry, sunshine. I've built it out step by step for you already, right? And that's the difference here. So if we open up that directory website, Manus just went off, built it, and deployed it. So ChatGPT gave us a plan, which is pretty useless. DeepSeek, again, is giving us like a technical plan as well, so it can't deploy it. Grok told us to hand a blueprint over to a developer, and we'll have to pay $5. This is crazy as well, right? Let me show you this. So Grok has recommended spending $5,000 to $15,000 to create this project, right? Grok itself has told us to do that. Whereas Manus just went off and built it. This is a $15,000 project, and it's already built and deployed. So that's the biggest difference here. We go on to, so Grok has failed. Let's try Claude. We'll plug the same prompt inside Claude. I think, to be fair, Claude will have the best shot at it. So it's generating the website, but let's see what we get back. Yeah, so again, it's just giving us a project overview. It's not actually building it out, right? So in terms of ranking them, I think basically ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Grok, and Claude all come in joint second. But Manus is the only one that actually built and deployed the website, right? So this is a chat, these are the files, and this is the deployed website, like you can see, boom, ready to go, right? With all the location pages already deployed. So that's the biggest difference here between all of them. Let's test them out now. For example, if we compare, this is an SEO tool development process. Actually, I don't want to show that one. I'm going to show something else, which is the game that it built. Where is that? Yeah, here's a game. It's actually built out this game called Medieval Realms Fantasy, like you can see. You can actually play it at this URL. Link is inside the AI Profit Boardroom if you want access. You can see here, we can just control this geezer. We can go into the forest. We can zoom in on him. We can go into the castle if we want, whatever we want, right? 3D game, ready to go. Again, deployed directly with Manus. And that's good to go, right? Now, if we use exactly the same prompt, so we said create a 3JS fantasy game like Game of Thrones. We do that inside ChatGPT. So we'll start a new chat here. We'll do it inside DeepSeek R1. We'll do this inside Grok. To be fair, let's have a look what we got here. So it's creating the location page template, but I mean, look at the output from from Claude. That's what Claude does when it doesn't have a wrapper, right? And this is using Claude 3.7. So you can see the difference in class here. Like, there's no design here. It's not really created something nice. Like, which one would you prefer? The page from Claude or the page from Manus, right? Obviously, Manus is superior in that way. Let's test out the ChatGPT reply. So again, ChatGPT, it can't go off. It can't really code the whole game. And it's just like, right, here's a high-level view of creating a Game of Thrones-inspired game, right? And it's like, this is a massive undertaking. You're not going to be able to do this, right? And it's like, it actually says, good luck, mate. Good luck getting that done. So you can see, for example, here, it literally says, good luck with doing that, sunshine, because I ain't going to do it. That's the biggest difference here. Whereas, for example, again, Manus just went off and actually built it. So Manus is just a lot more autonomous. Let's have a look what we got back from DeepSeek. DeepSeek actually seems to be coding something. So it's creating like an example 3JS. So we'll preview that in a minute once it's finally done. We should be able to preview that inside the chat. Let's have a look what Grok came back with. So it said, I can't directly create a fully functional 3JS fantasy game like Game of Thrones in this text-based environment, but I can provide you with a solid starting point. So it's not really doing its magic there. And then, I mean, Claude's attempt at a local SEO page was pretty poor. Let's try another one. So we're going to go inside Claude here. And we'll say create a 3JS fantasy game like Game of Thrones. It might actually be able to code it. Let's see what we get back here. So he's coding something out. We'll see what that's like in a minute. DeepSeek has created something here. So let's run the HTML and see what we get back from DeepSeek. And we just get a blank screen from DeepSeek. That's all it gives us. Not very useful or practical, that, right? If we go into Claude, Claude is not doing very much here either. All right, so he's going to take a while, but yeah, I mean, if I had to rank these step by step, so Manus, obviously, it comes out number one. It actually just created the game, like you can see inside the chat. DeepSeek, it totally failed, but it did attempt it, so fair play to it. It gave it a good whirl. ChatGPT just wished me good luck and said, feel free to reach out if you need some more detailed explanations. Grok said it can't directly create the functional 3JS game. And Claude is having a good whirl at it as well. So let's see what we get back from Claude in a minute. And someone said, if GPT-5 wasn't like this and it's so over for OpenAI, yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's, wow, this game looks pretty cool, to be fair. Let's open this up. This is let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is not bad by Claude. I mean, these buttons don't work at the bottom. So if we click on these, doesn't really let us play the game. Kind of just lets us like zoom in and zoom out. But that looks pretty nice, to be fair. Like Claude's, if you didn't have like a preview, if these buttons actually worked and you could actually play the game, I would say the Claude comes in first. But to be honest, let's see what we got back. So Manus actually gave us a playable game, like you can see, so we can just play around with the skis here. So I'm ranking that number 1. Claude came out second because it actually created quite a cool looking 3JS game. It's just we can't actually play it. DeepSeek attempted it, so that's coming in third, even though it failed. And ChatGPT just gave us a plan and said good luck. And Grok said it can't directly do that. All right. So you can see the difference between all of these. And that's the difference. Like, sure, Manus might be a wrapper of Claude, but the difference here is like Manus can actually host a site, deploy it, and it's actually creating a working example like this. Whereas Claude, if you just put the prompt directly inside Claude, it's not going to do its magic. Let's go with the next one now. So we're going to do one final test for this. And for this one, we're going to say, research Julian Goldie, then build and deploy the best possible website you can about him. Now, if you want to see an example of the site that this built out, let me show you an example right here. So this is the website. Where is it now? Here we go. This is a website from Manus, like you can see. And these about pages and everything else work. It's all factually correct as well, all the information about us. If you go over to Claude, let's see what we got here. So we'll say research student Goldie. We'll do the same inside DeepSeek R1. Actually, we're going to need the search feature on there to research me. We'll do ChatGPT now as well, using the search model. And then finally, we'll do Grok as well. So let's plug these in. By the way, if anyone is wondering why Manus says like 16 years ago on the chat, it's because I had to change the date on my Mac to get rid of some error. Like the new Mac update, it keeps giving me weird notifications about sharing my screen. It's super annoying. So if you change your date to 2040 on your Mac, it actually helps you get rid of that pop-up in case anyone's having the same problem. So let's get back to this now. So it seems to be building something out. DeepSeek is thinking about it, but doesn't seem to be working. I mean, ChatGPT is just totally failing here. Look at that. We even selected search and it still came back and said, as of my knowledge cutoff in October 2023, here's the information about him, but it's not created a website, right? So ChatGPT has failed there. I want to put that last. Let's see Grok. It said, I can't directly deploy the website for you. It's done some research, but it's not created the website, so that's failed as well. DeepSeek failed, so it can't do the direct live search on the internet. Claude is the only one that actually did something half decent. All right, so if we open this up, let's actually publish it, and then we can check out the website. So here's the result from Claude. Not bad at all. The design is still a little bit basic and average. It's also made up loads of testimonials that aren't real. And additionally, it doesn't have separate pages. But it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, that is not bad at all. But if we have a look at the output from Manus, again, the output is 10 times better. Look at that. Design is more modern, more information, more in-depth content, actually factually correct. It talks about our different services. So we, for example, sell AI automation, link building, SEO, etc. These are all correct things. And the website is almost perfect and ready to go. We just need to change this image right here, right? So again, Manus comes in number 1. Claude comes in number 2. DeepSeek totally failed. Grok totally failed. ChatGPT totally failed, right? That's the difference between all these models. So as you can see, Manus is clearly the best at all of these processes, right? It's doing the best at everything. I'm not using ChatGPT anymore. That's the crazy thing now. I don't really use ChatGPT, especially for like more advanced projects. Whereas Claude I'll use for content creation because it's pretty fast. And then for Manus, is the best at like coding games, apps, tools, websites, etc. I've compared this side by side versus stuff like Bolt as well, and it's just much better. By the way, if you want to get all the SOPs and all the tutorials, all the examples of stuff I've created, how to make money online with Manus, plus a 3-hour course on Manus, and all my best SOPs, like you can see. And additionally, this comes with tons of training on like all these different modules. There's a weekly Q&A with us as well. And then additionally, we have all this information right here in terms of like, a classroom that you can ask different members for. So feel free to get that link in the comments description to AI Profit Boardroom. And yeah, all that stuff is available for you right here. Let's see what else we got here on the comments. So invitation code for video. Check out the course inside the AI Profit Boardroom. It talks exactly. Virish says, based on your today's life, who's king in this compilation? I think I've clearly shown that Manus is the best. Have I compared the HTML code that Manus makes from an SEO point of view? That's a good question. So here's an interesting one, right? I created this website yesterday and deployed it with Manus, right? Yesterday. And then it's already ranking number 2 for our target keyword. So you can see if we type in AI Profit Boardroom, the website we created with Manus right here is ranking number 2 for that keyword within less than 24 hours, right? Pretty nicely designed website as well. So it ranks pretty well for SEO too. And yeah, works really nicely. Let's see what else we got. Lots of people asking for invitation codes. If you go inside the AI Profit Boardroom, if you don't have an invitation code, then you can just use my SOP for Open Manus and just use it locally. And someone else said, when Sam Altman said, feel the AGI moment about GPT 4.5, I think everyone who used Manus had this feeling. Just by watching you, I feel we are so close to AGI because of Manus. I would agree. Like, I think at this point, you are looking at AGI because this can do better things than humans. It's more intelligent, it's more powerful, and it's definitely more useful. So that's basically it. Feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom link in the comments and description. And if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO session, feel free to get that link in the comments and description. On this free one-to-one SEO strategy session, we'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. And you get all this cool stuff inside there. And this is based on what's helping our clients get more leads, traffic, and sales from SEO. Feel free to get that link in the comments and description. Appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.